up and running after some technical difficulties, but we are here and we are streaming on the wrong channel, but it's what we've got to deal with at the moment, unfortunately. So there's 6 minutes into this qualified session, so we've been waiting for 12 minutes of it, and already we've got the time of a 1:53.5 for original civvy on the intermediate tyres. So I think is it a wet quali or a dry race? It's definitely a wet quali, but is it a dry race? I wonder. Right then, so original civvy, Iwan Bakker, Kelvin in 3rd place, Nils in 4th place. He's in the pits so far as I get everything up and running. There we go. So Formula Matter on board, but let's see if he's on his lap time, which he is, as Iwan Bakker has gone quickest with a 1:53.4, and he's backed out of it, it seems like, or he's run out of fuel because he's going full throttle and he can't pick any more speed up, so he's run out of fuel. Has Formula Matt Regional Civvy's on his outer lap. Iwan Bakker, the Dutchman's on pole, a 1:53.4, 10 quicker than Original Civvy, who's on his outer lap, headed on to his flyer lap. So we'll go on board with him then and stay on board with him. I haven't been here, and already we've got 2 retirements, which is Xavier and Danny Boy. They're both retired, but Xavier set a lap time and is currently down in 15th place. Philippi and Autopart are yet to set their lap times. So let's see then, a lift off in Eau Rouge and Eau Rouge and Radion, flat out onto this main straight with no DRS. You don't want to go full throttle in Eau Rouge because you will spin, that's for sure. Right then, we come in to Le Calme. Let's see how it takes this, nice and smooth on the throttle. Don't want it to pick up too much acceleration through here, otherwise the rear tyres will go on you. Short shifting to get a decent exit and reduce wheel spin. Coming into Ravage then, the downhill right-hander doesn't really get close to the apex. You don't really get close to the apex. Coming through here, swing it to the left. Try not to validate it right there on the exit curb. It's very easy to do that, especially in the dry when you go flat out through there. As we come to pull on then, keep away from the curb. And that's the validation from Original Civvy, so he will have to back out of that one and recharge and reset again. Who's on their flying lap? United Bosnia. We'll go on board with him then. No, he's not on his lap time, he's backed out of it. Formula Mats is not on his lap time. Libanow, a driver I know, is currently 1/10 up through the first sector, it says. So let's see how he performs throughout the rest of this qualifying as he ends sector 2. And what's it going to be? A 20. That's 3/10 up. That will put him possibly ahead of Nils. If he can find more time, get ahead of Kelvin then. So let's see how he can improve on that lap time throughout the rest of the lap as we head towards Blanchimon. Is it flat out through here? Slight lift off. I don't think it's possible to go flat out through there, as we've got a racing point off the track to make way for Libanow as he comes towards the bus stop chicane. Slow the car down. Headed towards the final corner then. The rear tyres just want to go. Look at the back end just stepping out, and he's lost a lot of time because of that. He's lost 3/10 in that final sector, all because of the final corner. He's improved his time but not his position, and there's plenty of time to go again. So he's got enough fuel in the car and he will set off again to do another lap. Now Bosnia is not on a lap. Who else is on their lap time? Kielet. He's a 1:10 down to the first sector. We'll stay on board with him as he comes to no name. Uses the exit curb to balance the car, and now we come through Pilon then. Don't want to touch the curb through there, which he did, but gets away with it. And you don't want to touch this one. As you can see, the back end just started as he's making loads of steering corrections, which you don't want to do because it will lose you a lot of time. Rise the curb through the left-hander. That's the left-hander, sorry, the right-hander. Coming towards the end of sector 2. Let's see if he's up or down. He is up. Well, down, sorry, in the second sector. He's 2/10 down in his personal best, so let's see if he will head off into the pits to set a brand new inters, or he will continue on this lap, which he will. Headed towards Blanchimon. The back end just wanted to step out on him. It's sliding on the rear, just needs to be careful as we come through the bus stop chicane. He has run out of ERS. Will he head off into the pits? No, he takes it very slowly through the bus stop chicane, and he almost lights up the rear tyre by stamping on the throttle on the exit. Comes across the line and he's lost 9/10 in that final sector, so unsuccessful lap from Killer, who's got one more attempt I think. Grimwald Jaw probably turned it a bit too early there, compromised his exit, and let's see how he heads down into Ravage. How will he take it at the right, oh, can't even speak. Right hand, downhill right hander, there we go. Finally got my words out. Not too bad from Grimwardjaw. He's down in 12th place with 55.4, 2/10 clear of his teammate and a few hundreds off Killer as well. Oh, look at that, the back end just wanted to step out as Libernau has now retired, so he won't be coming out of the pits to do a last flying lap. Then the two protagonists of this session, first and second, separated by over a tenth, a Wambacher and Original Civi then, fighting for pole. The rest are about 8/10 off, as 1.3 seconds down in the second sector, so I don't think he's had a lap time as Grimwardjaw. Neither is his teammate. He's not, is he? Stephen then, 10th up to the second sector, it says on our timer screen. Double lock up in the final sector, final corner, but it won't matter too much. Won't compromise his entry or exit. Gets on the throttle, massive wheel spin, and he crosses the line to stay in 15th place. I think he did improve, didn't he? But he locks up massively, so I wonder if he's just stamping the brakes too hard, or he's running less brake pressure, or the brake bias just moved forward a bit. Maybe he's putting more pressure on the rears than the front tyres. That could be the reason why. Or he's just stamping on the brakes way too hard. Kelvin then heads down into the first corner for his last flying lap. This has to count. Takes it nice and cautiously. The exit of turn 1. Make sure he has no wheel spin through the exit of turn 1. Is that car ahead of him retired? Yes, it is. Will that car ahead of him get in front of... There it is. No, he pulls out, so that's good enough for Kelvin. Gets on the grass though, might lose a bit of speed down the straight all the way towards the end of the straight. Let's see how his first sector is. 2/10 down to the first sector. I can't really see what happened in the first sector for him to do that, but getting on the grass wouldn't have lost him too much time, but it would have lost him a little bit of time, as an Alfa Romeo has gone straight on, and that's probably Killer into turn 1. Yeah, so he went straight on to turn 1. I don't know if he could have started another lap and just outbraked himself, but he is done with qualifying then. Qualifying is over as Iwan Bakker has retired from the session. He was on course to do his last flying lap, so he can't improve. But what about Original Civi? His Original Civi, I dare say, is the only man that can stop Iwan Bakker from taking pole. Will it be a dry race? That's the question. Staying on board with Kelvin, then massive understeer through there, but it gets away with it. It doesn't invalidate it. And oh yes, it does. It just pops up at the very last second, and he almost loses it as well. 6/10 down, so I don't think it mattered too much. Go on board with Original Civi, who's got off at Puon, and he will not take pole away from Iwan Bakker. Philippi crosses the line to go up to 5th place. Josh is still out there on a lap. Let's see what it's like through the second sector. He's a few hundreds down in the second sector. Not really looking tidy through there, is it? He was lucky not to invalidate it through there. Any wider he would have. Is that his teammate behind him? His teammates invalidated it. Coming towards the bus stop chicane and the final corner. Killet's rejoined the session even though he left, to be honest with you. Oh, look at that. Just getting on the curb there has cost him a lot of time. Coming through the final 2 corners then. Will he improve on his time? I don't think his position, but his time is a 55.1. As he heads towards the line then, what it would be? A 55.3, 2/10 down. And that is it for qualifying. Qualifying is done, and the Dutchman has taken pole away from Original Civi, who messed up on his final lap. I dare say interesting wet qualifying then. I wonder if it's going to rain in this race. If it is, let's see what setups people are running, what strategy they will go for. Let me change the title because I messed the title up again like I did last week. I accidentally put Division 1 last week, or the week before, or the week before that, I can't remember exactly, but I put Division 2 again, so let me just change the title. Thank you for pointing that out. I only put Division 2 because the commentator told me to. I mean, the person told me to. Division 3. I don't know why the qualifying session has now ended, and you will see in Wambaka. Hello Jamie, hoe gaat het? Het gaat goed, dankjewel, en jou? Hello Nova mate. So, the Dutchman on pole ahead of Original City by 2/10 almost. 9/10 further back is Lippenau, Kelvin in almost, well, a few hundreds off of Lippenau. Nils in 5th place at his home Grand Prix. Philip P in 6th ahead of United Bosnia. Can you join me? Yeah, if you want to, mate. I ain't got no, yeah, join me if you want. The party is open and I'll send you an invite, so yeah, you can join me. No one's with me. United Bosnia in 7th place at the Formula Mat, and Josh and his teammate fill out the 5th row of the grid. It's raining in the race, so full weather setups are on, and this is going to be a very interesting third race. I mean, round 5 race for Division 3. Let's see how they can tackle it through this wet race. It's going to be about an hour long, this race, 22 laps. Let's see who has the skills in this race to tackle these wet conditions. It's going to be a very interesting one. This is my type of race. I love the wet conditions. This is my type of race. I'll gladly join this race. I'll send you an invite to the sesh. I wonder if it's the wet tyres they're going to be using. Looks like it is it? No, it's the intermediate tyres. Let's see if it will ease off towards the end of the race. I bet some drivers are... Hello Yogurt, how are you?
Hello.
Let's see how some drivers can cope in these wet conditions then. They've had a bit of practice in the qualifying session. Let's hope it turns out good in the race. Same conditions as qualifying, as Danny Boy's got disqualified from the session, so he'll be starting on cold intermediate tyres. I sent you an invite to the session, Yogurt.
Yeah, I'm enjoying now.
How have you been?
I've been good. So yeah, I joined now.
It was raining in qualifying, and it will be rain. It's raining in the race too.
Amazing. Do you know if it's for the whole race or is it gonna dry up?
I ain't got no information about that, mate.
Well, we're gonna be surprised, and hopefully it dries out.
Seen some good wet races in Belgium, as Philip P has got disqualified from the session. Probably hit the back of somebody or something like that.
Pretty late in the lap, so I don't think its tires will be too cold.
Danny Boy basically got disqualified very early. Killer has got connection issues.
Is he? Oh, he did qualify, so he can just get in his car again. Looks like Formula Matt also has issues, as he's ghosted.
Wonder how many safety cars there'll be in this Belgium Grand Prix. Both Red Bulls, I just noticed, got disqualified.
Yeah.
So they'll not be having a good time at the back of the field. Well, one at the front and one at the back. They'll be not having a good time on those cold tyres. It'll be a bit of a struggle into turn 1, but it should be an interesting one then.
Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna be up Eau Rouge. Probably some spinners. Maybe one of the Red Bulls with cold tires, of course, because it's gonna be tough up Eau Rouge. Or it's ready on actually.
Original City has the inside line. Will he take that opportunity to try and go down the inside? No, he doesn't. I meant Bakker has the inside line. Got a bit confused there, but the way these cars are pointed as well.
Yeah. We'll see how it's gonna end up.
Will he use that slipstream effect to try and overtake him into turn 5 at Le Com?
I was just waiting for something or someone to load in. Looks like
We're all here, and I don't see nobody having.
Philip is ghosting, and Danny Boy's also ghosting.
I hate when this happens. It always happens at this stage of the race, or this stage of the session. A build up to the race, something happens. Never happens in qualified, it always happens before we get to go. I can't see who's having issues, unless it's somebody that's lagging, of course. I know I know Killer has been going in and out of the session, so he might have some issues with his connection. Formula Matt has got red bars, so I think it could be him. Killer's got red bars as well, along with Grim George Jagger.
Don't really see who it is, but hopefully we don't have to restart.
Ridiculous this is. Always happens in the main stages of this other race, or in the main stages of the session.
Yep.
I got nowhere to be after this race, so I'm glad to stay here as much as I like. As Jordan's left the session, he set the fastest lap of a 2-minute 48.6.
Yeah, probably he's gonna make a new lobby because I think he's those.
I don't see a yeah, I do. He's at 11th place. I don't see him on the track, anywhere on the track, Jordan.
Well, he is in 11th. I guess we're gonna need to restart the lobby. I'll leave. Maybe it's me because I joined mid-race. I don't know.
It's not you because we're still standing on the grid. Can you join back?
Yeah, okay. Should be able to.
One's drivers left the session, and some people are setting fastest laps while they're standing still.
Yeah, that's very glitchy. I know. Probably making a new lobby, right?
Yeah, the main drivers are leading, the host is left. And